You're listening to the Valley Labor Report with David Story and Jacob Morrison.
Folks, welcome back to the Valley Labor Report. My name is Jacob Morrison, here with my co-host David Story. Now with us we have Michael Foster, Big Mike. He is he's a member of RWDSU. He is actually the vice president of the RWDSU local, representing the poultry plant workers at Wayne Farms up in Decatur, up in our area.
So hometown boy.
Hometown. That's right. That's right. If y'all ever in that plant want something to listen to on a Saturday morning, make sure you turn the radio on to us and then cut it right off after we go off the
That'll work.
Brother, we really appreciate you taking the time to talk to us, brother. Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure. The pleasure is all mine. I mean, I don't mind at all.
Well, so you have kind of become the face of RWDSU worker organizers here in at this Bessemer organizing drive. Why have you come down from all the way from Decatur up where we're at, all the way down to Bessemer, and spending so much time organizing workers that that ain't those aren't folks in your plant. It's not going to affect your pay. Why in the world are you spending so much time helping these folks?
I mean, sometimes you have to do things that's not about you. I mean, sometimes things are just bigger than you and I. And these people need help. And I felt like it was a great opportunity to come out and do something that's bigger than me. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, just bring some refuge to these people.
Refuge. Yeah, that's... It's bigger than you, and you also say refuge. But one thing that we talk about all the time on the radio is family. We call each other brother. When you walk in the door, you're a brother to me.
Yes, sir.
And we're all family.
Yes, sir.
And you do what you can for your family.
Yes, sir.
And bringing in more people.
That's right.
Into the family fold is important.
Yes, sir.
As far as not just the labor movement, but as far as economic justice, social justice, everything.
Everything. And like you said, those are my brothers and sisters down there. So, I mean, you do anything you can to help family, just like you suggested. And I was just like, hey, this is a great opportunity to go out and help somebody, to show some love. I believe right now in this world, it's a lot of pain going on in this world. I mean, we have a pandemic going on. We have people that has been labeled as essential workers. I mean, so, and I think a lot of these essential workers have not been given the credit and the appreciation that they should have. So when they called out for help, I mean, I was just honored that somebody thought of me to come and help somebody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm just grateful.
And more than anybody, we've seen the last year during this pandemic, the way that the meat packing industry, poultry industry has really been exploited. These non-union plants have been extremely exploited.
Extremely.
So Amazon has went through the same thing, because we've seen Amazon shares go through the roof.
Oh, yeah.
Workers having a struggle to keep up, being under more stress.
That's right.
So, and you coming out of this type of industry, the meatpacking industry, you understand completely about what kind of stress these workers are on without a voice on the job.
That's right. It's just by the grace of God that we had a voice in our plant, and I spoke up tremendously at our plant to make sure that we had the proper PPE, that the people was being taken care of. And, after you take care of home, it's time to go out and help somebody else after you take care of home, you know what I mean, to try to spread that love. Like you said, these places that don't have a voice, I mean, who do they run to?
Yeah.
I mean, who can they call when, the company is not providing proper PPE and just not concerned about their well-being? It's a pandemic going on. And like you said, Amazon with these workers, These workers are dedicated. They have sacrificed themselves just for Amazon profits to go out the roof. I mean, so what did they get out of it? That's what I'm wondering. What are they getting? The last time I seen, he made an extra $1 billion in the last few months, and I'm like, could he share that with some of the workers?
Yeah. Where's the trickle down?
Where's the trickle down? I mean, the people who really sacrificed for him, I bet you the main bosses was at home safe with their families. And they workers are out here sacrificing not to just make sure they self have a job, but to make sure that Amazon as a unit continues to flow.
Profit.
And in Birmingham right now, they're actually going to build another one down here where the old mall was at. So we see progress going on. But what are these workers benefiting from it? I mean, we appreciate that boys on the back. I mean, we appreciate that, you know, but sometimes you have to go a little bit farther than that, you know what I mean, to show the workers appreciation, you know.
Yeah, attaboys ain't going to put no food on.
No, sir. No, sir. I mean, I appreciate them every now and then, but my stomach get to growling of that boy ain't going to do much for me. So, I mean, hey, we got to just show some effort and appreciating these people. You know, like I said once before, I said, like you said, I come from the meat packaging plant, and I told them, now I see them appreciating the doctors, the nurses, and they acknowledging them all over the world, which they should be. They very well should be, but
there's a lot of workers that's putting food on our table.
Yes, sir. And I was about to say, if you go to the doctor for starvation, there's nothing he can do about that. That's the meat packaging people.
Right.
We provide that necessary entity that they need to fill their bellies. You know what I'm saying? If the doctor tells you you're dying over starvation, then that means you need some food.
Right.
If the meat packaging people and these people in these warehouses are not there doing their job, it's more than just a pandemic going on, you know.
And it's important to talk about, you know, not just the wages, but also having that voice on the job, like you said, with PPE.
Yes, sir.
Things like things, non-monetary things that build up the esteem of a worker, being able to stand toe to toe with the supervisor or the manager and say, I'm your equal, and we're going to discuss this as men or women, what have you, and have a say so in the workplace that you don't have any other way.
And I mean, that's extremely. I tell the people, the best thing that our union offer is a grievance procedure. Kind of provides job security, you know, because we can file a grievance procedure and we can go take it as far as and let an anonymous person decides who's right or wrong. Kinds of give you stability in your job, because you have to remember this is a right to work state. Your supervisor or management can come in and just say, hey, we no longer need you no more. What can you do about it? You have no protection. I mean, you can fuss, kick, cry. It's nothing going to be done about it. But when you have a union, a voice, a person like myself and you guys to speak out and say, hey, this is not right.
And you know, what the union, what workers in a union, you know, folks talk about greedy, lazy union workers. We ain't asking for nothing. We're asking to, like David said, that's a real simple thing, to be able to have the setup to sit toe to toe and say, I'm your equal. Like, you know, with a Christian worldview, that's everybody important. Is equal. And that's, you know, it doesn't matter if you're a supervisor or a worker. And without a union, you don't have that kind of dynamic. And we're asking to be respected, have proper pay, safety procedures, a grievance procedure, job security. This ain't crazy stuff.
No, it's not. It's not crazy at all. Actually, it's really human. I mean, we have to have these things, and
restoring some dignity. It's restoring some dignity where there ain't none.
I mean, dignity, respect. I mean, you don't want your employer just to feel like he just has all this authority on the little bitty man. I mean, like the story of David and Goliath. I mean, come on. I mean, nobody actually knew before the fight happened that David was going to win. He's fighting a 10-foot giant. And I mean, that's how your employer looks to you sometime when you don't have a voice in there. I mean, what can you do? You have to do what he say.
And it's important to point out when we talk about employer-employee, if y'all all walk out of the Wayne's farm today, how much chicken you think's getting put out the door?
None.
Yeah, that's right.
So where are these profits coming from? All of these profits that everybody's making, and I'm not against profits. I think we all know the company needs a profit in order for y'all to keep working. But where do these profits arrive from? Where are these profits derived from? The workers.
The workers, exactly.
So the workers should have some type of say on the floor on how these profits are being made.
I mean, I'm just telling people, this is the biggest secret that the companies don't want us to know, is that if we can unite as one, then we can control some things. Because the thing about it is, the biggest secret is that if they don't want you to get on one accord, because see, when people get on one accord, amazing things happen. If you read in the Bible, every time they got on one accord, amazing things happen. And if these people in Amazon can just take note, just to trust themselves and not me, because I try to let them know that my heart is in it, but it's up to you. And if you can get with your fellow worker and make this bond, something special can happen, because Amazon is just a building without the employees.
Yeah, well, you mentioned it. You said it ain't about you. You said it's about them. You're not going to be voting on their contract. You're not going to be you're not going to have a say on whether they go on strike. You're not going to have a say in none of that. That's going to be completely up to them. You're just telling them how it works. We're coming up on a break. We're going to bring you on for another segment, and I want to talk to you about your experience with the union and what it means to you, because you're a true believer, obviously.
Yes, sir.
So I'm excited. I want to hear more about your experience personally. We'll be right back. This is the Valley Labor Report.
All right.
To the Valley Labor Report. Let's go!
Folks, we are back. This is the Valley Labor Report. My name is Jacob Morrison, here with my co-host David Story. We have at the RWDSU Union Hall in beautiful Birmingham, Alabama, Big Mike. He is the vice president of the RWDSU local at Wayne Farms in Decatur, Alabama, from our neck of the woods. And like I said, he has become more or less the face of member organizing for RWDSU for this Amazon drive. And one of the things that somebody mentioned that really makes this drive stick out from other big Southern organizing drives is that this is really member run. A lot of the other ones have been staff run. You are like really, you and some of the other local poultry plant workers, y'all are really, spending a lot of your time and sweat and tears and effort into this. And I think that makes a difference. So you're obviously a true believer. What made you what did you experience that made you believe that unionization is going to help these workers? What has it done for you?
Well, the fact of the matter is that it's just from myself. What has it have it affected in my plant, in my company? And I just want to bring this down here to Bessemer so they can see the advantages of having a union, to have that support, to have that bargaining agreement and everything down on paper. So, because people don't understand, when you don't have a legally binding agreement, the company can offer you something and take it away the next week. So when you don't have a bargaining, when you have a bargaining agreement, you know nothing is going to be taken away from you. It's guaranteed. So that's something awesome to have.
Yeah, that's something that we constantly talk about on the show. And if you've never been a union member, you don't know the importance of that contract. We talk about, we go and buy a car, or we go buy a house, and these are some of the biggest investments that you'll make in your life. But your job is probably the biggest investment you're ever going to make in your life, because it allows you to support your family, and to not do that, to not have something in writing, it's just like the contract with the bank. If I went in and said, I'm going to buy this house, and y'all are going to loan me the money, but I don't really care what the interest rate is, I'm just going to buy it.
Right.
Well, then next week, all of a sudden, the bank says, okay, you owe us X amount of dollars, but now all of a sudden, we want 20% instead of 10% interest. I mean, what kind of sense does this make? And forming this union allows that exact same process to happen, to where it ties not just the company's hands, but our hands to say, okay, we're going to live up to your expectations.
That is correct.
Whatever because constantly we get told the unions are nothing but greedy, out for themselves. But the point, the fact is, the contract not only ties our hands, it ties the company's hands.
That's right.
And so it gives that company some stability in knowing, okay, this is what they're guaranteeing they're going to do, and it gives those workers this stability to say, okay, well, we know this is what has guaranteed, and so it brings this together on an equal playing field, where you have that ability to make plans.
That's right.
Out over your life, and not just next week.
That's right. And with the RWDSU here with these guys, we are a family. You know what I mean? And we just not only want to help the people at Amazon Bessemer, but the community. I mean, that matters. We feel like if we can get better, I mean, this plant is, what they say, 5,800, 5,600, somewhere up in there. If we can help those people, that automatically helps the community. It helps their family to upgrade. I mean, we at the point now in life to where we're just tired of just being able to make it, to pay bills. They want to be able to take their family on a vacation someday. Not somewhere just far-fetched, but to Panama. I mean, somewhere like that. I mean, to get some enjoyment out of life. You just don't want to work all of your days. You know what I mean? So we just trying to be a family, and the fight is not just gonna stop here at Bessemer, Birmingham. This fight got to go on nationwide, everywhere. This is not the only facility that needs us. It's other people that is crying and reaching out for help also. Even the ones that are secretly whispering for help because they're scared.
So I think it's important to revisit what you just said a while ago, because I think it's important to bring in the community. So what you're saying is, in your perspective, when these workers start earning a little bit more money, start getting better benefits, you're saying that money's going to flow out into the community. So these folks at the corner stores is going to see a little bit better. The restaurant owners are going to see a little bit more money coming in. The realtors is going to see some money coming in. The car dealerships. So it's important to point out that all these folks that think they're sitting on the sidelines watching David and Goliath, they need to join in to the David side and say, this is going to benefit us as well.
Because
in the long
we
run.
all get the benefit, and not just for the dealerships and restaurants and all of that. Maybe for that grandma that we may need to help, or that auntie or that brother. Because I have a few extra bucks now, I can help you out. And that takes pressure off the family. Because we all have family members that reach out sometime that needs help, that monthly check that my grandma gets sometimes just not enough to make it through the month. You know what I'm saying? So with these people making extra money, they can do that. They can reach out. They can show love. I mean, it's just amazing things that happen, like I said, when we can come together.
So the the opposite side of that, if these workers are treated better, paid more fairly, it's going to help the community. The opposite side is that, what if that money doesn't go to these workers and instead it goes to Jeff Bezos or whoever the new CEO is? Does he give the money to the workers' grandma or the local realtors or the local businesses or anything like that?
No, and you have to ask yourself and research Bessemer. I looked, and Bessemer is one of the most poverty places in Alabama. Bessemer is mostly African American.
Yep.
Amazon is mostly African American. African Americans have been on the shorter end of the stick for a long time. So it's about Black Lives Matter also. I'm pressing that movement every time I speak because it matters, and they're our family. And when I say ours, I'm not just talking about African Americans. I'm talking about other nationalities that's coming in and help. Just like you guys are not African American, but y'all support, y'all help, and we need that. And I just feel like Amazon in the city of Bessemer is not paying attention to what's going on out here. We have a $1 billion industry here in Bessemer that I believe that had received all type of tax breaks and all of this stuff.
Yeah.
Jeff Bezos doesn't need any money from anybody. We could have used that money for the schools, for the homeless, to provide things that this community need that they have been suffering for so long. And I mean, we could have done better, made better decisions with this. So it leads me to believe, why did Amazon consider to come to Bessemer?
Yeah.
So
and what you said a while ago was about Black Lives Matter. It's important for all the listeners to understand.
Yes, sir.
It says all lives matter. All lives do matter. But all lives will matter when Black lives start mattering as well. And when we stand in solidarity with these brothers and sisters that are struggling and say, we're going to bring y'all up.
That's
We're going to do everything we can to extend a hand to y'all, help y'all out.
Yes, sir.
And let's all become equal, because so long as we have a group of people being oppressed, and constantly we hear people talk about, if they don't like it, they should get a different job. This ain't the mentality to have. We got to have these people doing these jobs.
Yes, sir.
So let's support them to get a better wage, to get a better health benefits, to get better vacation.
Yes.
It's just, it makes common sense.
Yes, that was awesome. I truly believe that. And when I hear people say, Black Lives Matter, then you hear somebody say, no, all lives matter. It makes me think about the person that you are.
Yeah.
I'm not saying your life don't matter, but I'm speaking up for the oppressed.
Yeah.
You're not being oppressed, so you're okay. But these people that are oppressed are led to doing things that, violent, crime rate is high, and Bessemer has one of the highest crime rates it is in the state of Alabama. So, come on, if we could provide more finances and help these people out, I guarantee you the crime rate will drop.
Yeah.
Where you have poverty and crime rate is always high.
Yeah.
So if we can
people gotta have something.
They gotta have something.
Yeah. That's exactly right. There are just so many. When we talk about trickle down, like better pay and working conditions for workers is the real trickle down. You're actually going to start it's going to trickle into the community.
Yes.
The way to trickle into the community is not to make sure that Bezos has another $1 billion. Yes. Brother Mike, thank you so much. We appreciate your time. You're listening to the Valley Labor Report. We're going to be talking to Randy Hadley and Joshua Brewer on the other side of this break. Folks, stay tuned.
All right.
the North Alabama DSA is holding a necessities drive every Saturday, and that means this Saturday too, from 3 to 5 p.m. at the IBEW Local 558 Union Hall on Clinton Avenue, right across from Yellowhammer Brewing and Campus 805 in Huntsville. So if you're in the area and you want to drop off some clothes, some non-perishable food items, blankets, stuff like that, then swing by the IBEW Union Hall right across from Yellowhammer and Campus 805 from 3 to 5 p.m. this Saturday and every Saturday. Follow DSA North Alabama on Twitter for more information. So thanks for tuning in, folks. We really appreciate your time. If you want to see what we're up to throughout the week and get our snide quips about the news of the day, then you should follow us on social media. We're on Facebook at facebook.com/The Valley Labor Report. We're on Twitter at Labor Reporters. I'm on Twitter at JacobM_AL. David is on Twitter at Radical Unionist. That's spelled RADICL Unionist. And if you missed part of the show and want to go back and watch it later, you can search YouTube for The Valley Labor Report and subscribe to our channel. You can go back and watch the full show there, and we clip segments and release them throughout the week. We also upload the program on more than 11 different podcasting apps, so to see if we are on your listening platform of choice, you can go to thevalleylaborreport.transistor.fm/subscribe. We have a website that you can go to, thevalleylaborreport.org, and finally, if you appreciate our work and want to help us stay on the air, then you can consider throwing us a couple dollars a month on patreon.com/The Valley Labor Report.